Alright, in this tutorial, in this short tutorial, I'm going to talk about guides and filters, a brief overview of filters. And you can work along with me. It doesn't matter what image you have up, but you can get get an image up, open in Photoshop. The first thing that I want to show you is our guides. So to place guides are both vertical and horizontal lines that help you place and manipulate and kind of lay out your work in Photoshop, and they come in really handy, and they're just kind of overlaid over your layers, and you can take them away, you can hide them as you see fit. To get the guides, you need to have your ruler bar up. I usually edit with my ruler bar all the time. So let's go to View and go to Rulers. And once you have your ruler bar up, to create a guide, you click on the ruler, and then you click and you drag down. So if you click on the horizontal ruler and you drag down, you're going to create a horizontal guide. If you click on the vertical ruler, you're going to create a vertical guide. And if you want to move these at a later date, you can click on the Move tool and you can move the guides. So what I want you to do, and then also to get rid of them, you can go to View and you can go to Clear Guides. Okay? And so what I want you to do right now is I want you to create overlay a checkerboard onto, or a tic-tac-toe board over your image. And it doesn't have to be exact, but I want you to do something similar to this, and then drag something like that, and drag something like that. And go ahead and get that. And if you mess up, you can always just click on the Move tool and move them individually, or you can view and clear guides as well. You can do that as well. So what you want to do is, and these really come in handy for formatting and lining things up. I use them all the time. Once you get your guides, what we're going to do is we're going to play around with some of the filters in in Photoshop. And there's a ton of filters, and one of the best ways is to just kind of play around. So I want you to select each segment of your tic-tac-toe board and change it to a different filter. Now just kind of watch and see what I'm doing. I'm going to click on the marquee tool and the rectangle marquee tool, and you can kind of see that the guide, when you move things around, it'll snap to the guideline, which is kind of nice. If you're moving a picture or you're doing a selection, you can see that it kind of snaps, which is really nice too. So it's pretty easy to select that segment. Select that segment, and I want you to just go to Filter and play around with the different filters. You can see, filters have a very powerful effect on your image, and depending on what you're doing, you can do some amazing stuff. So, let's say difference in clouds. That's what difference in clouds look like. You can adjust that if you want. After you do that, if you don't like it, you can hit Command Z and you can overlay a different filter. Let's say clouds. Okay, if you don't like that. So filter is just one way to manipulate a section or your image entirely, and there's a lot of different variations. So let's just spend some time playing around with these. Solarize edges, right? You can do something like that. And usually when you have filters, and I don't care which ones you use, let's say pixelate and then mosaic tile. So let's say you want to tile this, and you can change. Sometimes you have sliders you can change and manipulate. So now I'm kind of pixelating or changing it into mosaic tiles. And you can zoom out and kind of see what the preview is going to look like. You can also see it right here. Then once you get a setting that you like, hit Command D, and I want you to go back to your marquee tool, and I want you to select the next quadrant or segment, and I want you to go to Filter and maybe try a different one. There's a blur, and say you want to do like a radial blur, and you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can change the spin, or you can change the pressure of it, for the intensity of it, and then you can click OK, and you can see that it does a spin blur. Then Command D to deselect and select the next section and go to filter. Maybe I'll do tiles this time, and you can select the amount of tiles and the percentage of offset or maximum offset. Click OK, and then you can see that it's tiles. If you change that, you know, you might have to go back a few times, and you know, I think we had it at 10. Let's say if we did like 25 and maybe 50, then it'll look something like that. So it's another filter. And keep on doing this for all 9 segments. Play around. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want you guys getting used to it. Let's say, you know, the pinch, and you can go in or out, right? And what are some other fun filters? Fragment, that one's not impressive on this one. The extrude, right? If you extrude it, you can see how it kind of extrudes out. Let me zoom into that. You can see that it's a pretty fun effect. So anyway, what I want you to do is just familiarize yourself with some of the filters. Apply 9 different filters to your canvas right here.